Welcome to the House of the Milky Way. We are on Chapter 30 called The Planets. So now is the time through dream or astral travel to visit one planet a week, beginning with Mercury, then Venus, then Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, returning to Earth. Though not planets, we are always tied to the moon and the sun. Travel to all these planets and more through the multidimensional transit point. Leave 10% of your consciousness in your chosen object and setting a definite time to be called back. The energy of the planets can obviously be overwhelming and are completely different from what you experience here on planet Earth. Write the results of each visit in your journal and be sure to ground before and after your visits. Each of us is part of a greater reality than we are aware. We do work far above our normal consciousness of our abilities. We often dream of these things, then forget them on waking. Ask your spirit guides to help you become lucid while doing something of this nature, and then help you to remember your experience when you wake up. You might want to put in more time on lucid dreaming as part of this exercise. Now the following is by Crystal. She had a personal experience. She said, I became aware while dreaming that my second chakra had light extending from it about 18 inches in all directions. The light was beautiful and had the quality of quartz crystal. I then touched someone with this sphere of light and sent healing energy to them. This experience made me aware that while my body is sleeping, a larger part of myself is busy in many ways I wouldn't have thought previously. Go to the multi-dimensional transit point and ask your guides to take you to a center of learning in another dimension that you already attend to learn. Then go to the multidimensional point and ask your guides to take you to a center in another dimension where you presently teach. Go to the multidimensional transit point and ask your guides to introduce you to a being in the waiting area that will take you safely to their reality within their dimension. Then Crystal High Corral continues, what if an incarnation, instead of being born a baby, living your life, then dying, is a part in a cosmic play? The storyline is already written, but has great leadway within the storyline. Any actor within the play can change any of the actions or decisions in her or his assigned part, thus possibly changing much, if not all, of the outcome. Once the part has been assigned and the contract signed, the actor forgets that it is a play and experiences it as her reality. The play was written by the original life, that was lived. But no energy is ever lost, so other beings can experience the storyline. Perhaps some incarnations are lived as we understand them, and others are cosmic plays. The cosmic play perhaps being a semester in learning rather than a full-term degree. I'm not suggesting that this is the way reality actually is, but I want you to consider the possibilities. Then Crystal continues. A few lessons back, I asked you to create a city shaped to your heart's desire, and then to visit it from time to time. I hope you continue to do this. Now I want you to take some time this month and think about a life you might choose to experience. My choices would be a genealogist, a scientist, and a rock star. I recommend that you choose a life far different from the one you are living now. Once you have chosen a life, create it in an alternate reality by imagining it as real in its own time and space. Put in all the details that are important to you, such as who your parents are you rich or poor, where are you born, and etc. But leave room for the unexpected. Once this life is created, it will expand backwards and forwards in many alternate and parallel lives. Know that this life does have a reality once you create it. Think about this for the first 3 weeks of this lesson. At the beginning of the 4th week, decide to visit this life at a specific point, such as the age of 18 or 25 or whatever you choose. Decide to visit the specific life you created, leaving its alternate and parallel lives for a different visit. So go to the multidimensional transit point. Know that this life is on the other side of the double glass doors, and go through them to visit it. After visiting, what was your visit? What was it like? Excuse me. Did you feel a connection to the self you created? Did that self seem to be aware of you? How true to your creation were the details of that life? How many of the details surprised you? Now create a second alternate life in the same way and visit it at least once a month. Close quote. So that was Crystal. So now focusing in on still the planets. Now from another perspective. Humans launched a powerful Hubble telescope in 1990. It is the Hubble that discovered the existence of dark energy, that is essentially a force that accelerates the universe's expansion. The Hubble helped narrow the age of the universe, which is between 13 and 14 billion years old, and explores quasars, not to mention the stunning images it produced, helped us to see deeper into space. From this distant perspective, what do we learn? The Earth is 4.54 to 4.6 billion years old. The Milky Way, in which the Earth lives, is 13.2 billion years old. life first appeared on Earth between 3.8 to 2.5 billion years ago as possibly bacteria, or more recent thinking says it is the RNA world that produced protokaryotes-like organisms. Those are organisms that have no nuclei. This is a very simple cell versus a complex cell, which reminds me of a statement that said, simple organisms may be more evolved than a complex one. So 2.2 million years ago, the first modern humans emerged. About 70% of our land masses were formed approximately 4.4 million years ago. Looking at our home from a distance, the first full image of Earth was taken in 1972 by the astronauts on the Apollo 17. We have all seen it. Our Earth looks like a blue marble and is called that at times. Just recently, from 1 million miles away, the Discover, or the DSCO-VR, orbiting between the Sun and Earth, snapped a full image picture of the sunlit Earth once again. Just as an aside, you can enjoy seeing the Discover's Earth images daily on nasa.gov. So the Goldilocks regions, those are places within our solar system that can possibly support life, even though life, it takes many forms, but the kind of life that humans could possibly live upon this particular planet. And the Kepler 438b, which is 470 light years away, and the Kepler 442b, which is 1,100 light years away, are two promising planets that can possibly hold life because they have somewhat the same conditions of our planet. Then there is the planet Goldilocks, just 20 light years away. This planet does not spin, so the planet is evenly divided into a hot side and a cold side. And strangely, its solar system is set up like ours, but in miniature. Scientists have discovered up to 8 more Earth-like planets as of this year in the Goldilocks zones, and in 2015 bringing the total to 16 possible inhabitable planets found. And as I've done more reading, I see that this amount of planets vary. Some say it's 16, some say it's much more than 16. But at this point of time, most agree on around 16, just to be safe. We'll just say that. And then there's the stars. Any star we see in the sky, we know they are producing fire or produced fire thousands of years ago, or reflecting firelight. The moon sends light to us. However, it is the sun's light reflecting off the moon, and then we reflect the moon at night. The reason why I say produced in the past tense is because some planets, the light takes thousands of years to reach us, and the planets itself may not be producing light any longer, like our sun, or maybe it produced reflected light, like our moon. Earth does not produce light except for fires and volcanoes. It reflects light. Thus, when we look up into the big black sky at night and focus on the stars, we are gazing into the far past, in our past. Except the sun's light, the sun takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us during the day. Now, the most obvious source we live with is the star that shines above us every day, giving warmth for our bodies, energy to all living things, and is in partnership with the green things, helping produce photosynthesis, turning plants green so that we may sustain ourselves through the green that comes from light. Thus, we are light eaters, which is only appropriate for light beings. Any star that finds itself in the center of a solar system is called a sun. The sun is said to be, at this date, 4.6 billion years old. When the sun looks at us, the earth, we are but a speck compared to the size of the sun or the soul. Until next time, blessed be.